Well, hello there, and welcome back to our series, Milling Through the Rainbow. Today, we're going to be focused on a Dimir deck, so that's going to be the blue and the black. And this is going to be more of a creature-focused mill deck. The black allows us the chance to bring in the rogues, which lots of people do know as a very annoying group of people to deal with. For our rogues, we're going to be bringing 4 of the Wind Robbers, 4 of the Thought Thieves, and 4 of the Scavengers. The real goal here is that we wanted some rogues that are hard to block or that the opponent will not want to block, because we're going to get some mill whenever we attack thanks to the Thought Thief, and we will also be getting some further mill when we have a rogue class out. So that'll be pretty good for us as long as our rogues are getting in there and getting some damage. We brought 4 of both of our standard mill spells because we are a mill deck, so good to have some mill. We have 1 Varagoth in this deck. He can allow us to grab that needed card when we get him out and he attacks. We have 2 card draws in Behold the Multiverse, and a Zareth Sand just to give us a little bit of extra oomph, get something out of their graveyard for us once we mill it in there. We have 2 of the Bloodsheaf Thirsts and 2 of the Baleful Masteries for some single target removal in our deck, along with 3 of the Sought Comings for the counters. 2 Crippling Fears round out our removal. Crippling Fear is pretty good in a rogue-based deck because we can make sure that it's never going to hit any of our creatures. Not something you can do in every deck. So for our lands, we're going to be running 9 islands, 8 swamps, 4 of the pathways, and for the creatures, we have 1 Hall of the Storm Giants and 2 of the Hives. The Hive is just a better creature land in this deck, thanks to the Menace. It gives us a better chance of being able to get in there for damage and getting some extra cards with our rogue class. So all in all, pretty good, pretty good. So we're going to go ahead, get into some games for you here today. As always, I will not be doctoring this footage at all. You are going to be seeing exactly the games as they unfold. There will be no, we'll get some wins, we'll get some losses, we will maybe get even some timeouts. We will just have to wait and see what happens. First up, we're going to be up against Nathan. So let's see what kind of deck Nathan will be bringing against us today. Pretty nice opening hand with multiple rogues and the Thought Thief to ensure that we're going to be getting that sweet, sweet mill. And we got the Tashas as well, so some plenty of mill going on for us in our opening hand here, provided we can keep our rogues on the table. Let us just see what our opponent will be bringing at us today. Taking their time thinking about it. And decide to lead with the World Tree. So that means they're going to be wanting lots of different colored manas. 4 or 5 color deck, quite possible. Maybe it's dragons. I've seen a few people trying to get Tiamats in their decks. And they are showing the red and the blue. So we got 3 colors on the table so far. Our Thought Thief here does have flash, but we're going to play it right now because we want to get that extra mill when we get in there with our Wind Robber. The quicker we can get 8 cards out of their deck, the quicker we will be able to sacrifice our Wind Robber for some card draw. And showing the Orb of Dragon Kind, very much looking like a dragon deck at this point in time. Will it be the full 5 colors, or are they going to cut it short? We will find out. Okay, some more blue, some more green. So far, still not showing any white or black. But it may be in there, or possibly they're planning to use the treasures to get it. We'll have to wait and find out. Okay, so we are up against a fairly slow player. Maybe they're not sure exactly how to proceed. Maybe it's a new deck for them. Not sure, not sure. So we're going to play this for an extra black, I think. We have more uses for that at the moment in our hand. And we'll get out our second Thought Thief. So now we get double mill from the Thought Thieves. Pretty nice. And our rogues just got a little bit bigger. The nice thing about playing a creature-based mill deck is we do obviously have a very good opportunity of killing them with damage before we even mill them out. So having multiple win cons is very nice indeed. It is something I do like to have in my decks whenever possible. And a lot of early game pressure with the rogues too, right? They're all very cheap and they get pretty dangerous pretty fast. So taking out one of our Thought Thieves, it is unfortunate, but we do have another. 1 damage is not going to be a big concern to us. So, unfortunately, we still don't have the second blue for the sock coming, so we're just going to throw out another Thought Thief again. Get as much mill going on as we can, plus the extra damage is always appreciated. They're already down to 7 life, so you know, they really need to figure out a way to deal with one of our rogues this turn, or they will be dead. Let's see if they have something that they can use here. Oh, there's the white finally. Okay. Well, they have all 5 colors, but obviously not enough yet for a time map, even if that is their hope. Okay, digging up some more cards. Honestly, if you want to mill yourself, we're okay with that as well. We are okay with that as well. Okay, he's examining his options most likely, seeing if he has any way to shut down one of our rogues right here. Or even possibly get some life back. He would need to get at least 3 back to get out of the danger zone. But maybe he has it, maybe he does. He's got the icing death. Okay. That is something. That is something. It'll block one of our guys, right? It will trade. I'm sure not how he wants to lose his icing death, but he's not going to have a lot of choice in the matter, right? He has to stop us somehow. Okay, he's trying to decide whether or not he wants to attack with the innkeeper, I guess. I'm not sure why you would do that. And it's our go. We get another mana. It's not the blue that we were hoping for, unfortunately, so half of our hand is still locked from us. But we got the scavenger now, so it's pretty good. And we don't care. If you want to block and kill one of our rogues, we don't care. Ideally, we would like them to block the Wind Robber this time. But if they block one of our Thought Thieves, it is what it is, right? So they are forced to block here. They really don't have a choice in the matter. Alright, icing death down. Don't see a lot of icing deaths in this format. Does leave behind a fairly nice piece of equipment there, right? Allows you to tap one of my creatures. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay tapped, so it's not going to provide him any protection against being killed here. But it is pretty good if you're in an offensive posture. The Imrith, okay. Well, that's fine. Unfortunately, yeah, it still won't quite save you unless you have something else to go along with it. We still have lethal on the board, even if you block one thing. And we finally got the other blue. Little late. Little late. So we win our first game on damage, not mill. And hey, we don't really care. A win is a win, right? We are a mill deck, but we can also do damage. We are a mill deck, but we can also do damage. And if we end up winning with that damage, then hey, so be it, right? So be it. I'm sure we'll run in some other games here where the mill is actually going to be the thing. We are not going to be getting it done every game with our 1 and 2 drops. I am fairly sure of that. Okay, for an opening hand, we got a little bit of everything. Little bit of everything. I guess it's going to be okay. We'll start off with our island there and probably plan to play the hive next turn. Make sure that we can play it while it's going to be untapped. And on cue, we get the Thought Thief, so we get off to some pretty good millage right from the get-go again. Alright, what do we see? We see some land. We see a Doomscar. So, what are they going to be playing? If it's the Blood Money deck, Blood Money does not usually run the Doomscars, right? Because it's just not beneficial for it as a deck. It's not beneficial for it as a deck, so it's probably not going to be the Blood Money. We're not getting a huge amount of information from that so far because we have been milling a lot of land. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Which one do we want to throw out first? The Hideous Laughter, probably, right? Let's just get it out there. See what we can mill away from them there. You know, a lot of people don't think of it this way, but mill is actually another form of control because, you know, if they can't draw the cards, then they can't cast them at you, right? The more things were taken out of their deck, the less tools they have to fight back with. So they still do not have the Doomscar out. That's fairly nice. We're going to get at least one more turn in with that. And I think this is a pretty nice time to throw out our road class, actually. We're going to get some guaranteed cards into it right this moment. Probably not going to be in a huge rush to power it up, but you know. It's more cards that they're not going to have to use. They're not going to have the gas. They're not going to have the Professor now. So that's pretty good, right? Pretty good. The Starnheim. Okay. That's fine. They get 1/4/4. Not the end of the world for us. Not the end of the world. Especially when we can have a nice 7/3 here, right? Have the nice 7/3. Okay. And then we are just going to chill. We don't want to lose one of our rogues there for no reason. We'll be able to have the scavenger start attacking in next turn because he is not going to want to be blocking that, right? Probably he is not going to be wanting to block that. And if he wants to attack in, then we have the Windropper there as a great blocker. Hideous Laughter. Well, let's start by just getting in there with everything. He's got to have another way to... he's going to have to block the scavenger, which he does not want to do. But he doesn't have a choice in the matter or else he will be dead. So that's not too bad. We get some more damage in there. We get some more mill. What did we take away from him here? We took a Lolth and a Vanishing Burst. Okay. What do we want to do? They're down to 18 cards. Let's just hit them with another Tasha's. And that's the end of the game, everybody. They were getting close on life, but they got even closer on cards, and we took advantage of that. Rogue's gonna do what Rogue's gonna do, right? They're gonna do some damage, they're gonna mill some cards, and they are gonna be highly annoying. Highly annoying. Okay, going up against Morsa here. What kind of deck will Morsa have? We will have to wait and see. Well, we have 2 land, we have a few things here, but we don't have any rogues. Let's see if we can't find a rogue or two. We got a couple. What do we want to drop off? Let's drop off the Zareth Sand for now. We need to get some things built up in their graveyard before he's going to be useful for us anyways. And we'll lead with a blue. Leading blue is kind of nice because it lets people think that, hey, you know, maybe I don't need to be in a rush to do anything here. Blue's a bit of a slower color. You show a lot of blue and they're going to think they got a little bit of breathing room. Yes, they will. We could have got prepared to throw a Scavenger down on this upcoming turn, but Scavenger is one of those cards that gets a lot better as we get some things built up into his graveyard. So So we don't need to be super quick to throw that out. There's pretty much zero benefit for us at this point in time. That's going to be a bit nicer for us, right? Going to be a bit nicer. Let's just make sure we're not taking any early damage here. We can use our Bloodchief Thirst, and we still hold the mana for the Behold the Multiverse. We're going to wait and cast it on their turn. Make them think that, hey, maybe we got a counter spell. With the Wind Robber, which is pretty good indeed. And the saw it coming, okay. Okay, so how do we want to play this? This needs to go down as black. We need to have our double black. So if we throw down our rogue class here, then we have 2 mana left. We could throw down the Wind Robber instead. Why don't we just load it up with rogues right now? Let's just load the field with rogues. Next turn we can drop our rogue class, so that will, you know, not give them any warning about what the plan is. Try and give them no warning what our plan is. Getting some more white, okay. White and red, so not going to be a blood money deck. Not sure. Doesn't look like a Boros equipment. Doesn't look like a goblins. Maybe something new here. They're picking up the exile. They want to make sure that they can get rid of something. And who can really blame them, right? Who can really blame them? Get in there for some damage. Get some cards onto our rogue class. Maybe they'll decide that they are a bit more concerned about killing our rogue class than they are one of our rogues. But we will just find out here what they want to do. That Nighthawk Scavenger does become an issue after a while, right? Because he's just going to keep healing us. Make sure that we're not going to die by damage, in addition to doing some good work of his own. Would be a pretty prime target to remove here, but that rogue class just means that every time we hit, we get more and more ammo, right? So both are very concerning. Both are very concerning. That's why we wanted to throw out the rogue class there. We want to make them have to make some tough decisions here. Well, I guess that's one way to get around it, right? Just use the portable hole. So it doesn't look like they got enough to reduce to memory, at least this turn, unless they have another white. Does not appear that way. Does not appear that way. Alright, well, very... Okay, so they're a typical whitish deck with some red splashed in, I guess. I guess that's what they are. They're at 40, so we want to try to double that cacophony, right? Let's try to wait to double the cacophony. We will hold up the counter spell and the card draw. We got our land drop for the turn, so, you know, it's okay. That is okay. He's giving us a whoops for some reason, not sure why. Not sure why. Clarion Spirit. Sure, do we care about that? Not particularly, right? We'll let them have a spirit. Will we, though? Will we? Yeah, let's let them have the spirit. And then they'll probably try to reduce to memory, which I think is what I would rather counter. Make sure that we get to keep our rogues as rogues. Alright, well. That's the way they want to do it, sure. Sure. Means we probably don't got to worry about board wipes here now, right? They're not going to be wanting to wipe the board. And that is something that I do feel like we'll probably counter, because the Luminarch starts to get things very scary very quickly, right? Very scary very quickly. Let's just make sure that the Luminarch is not coming out to play. Let us just make sure of that. Sure. Sure, we got lots of life to play with. We got lots of life to play with, and we get some more cards to play with as well. Let's get the black and something else. More land, apparently. Got a Thought Thief now, so that's pretty nice for us. Pretty nice. Throw out the black. Throw out our Thought Thief here. We can probably afford to take a little bit more damage, right? Probably afford to do that. Wow, we still don't have quite enough in there, Still don't have quite enough in there, huh? Well, we do now. We do now. They are all turned on. All turned on, and they're down to 35 cards. I think we want to still keep holding that cacophony. Assuming board state stays the same, we will want to throw that out kicked before our attack next turn, right? Well, I guess maybe we will not, because they're going to be taking that away from us. Indeed they will. It's an obvious choice, because it's the only choice, right? So that means we can't play it kicked anymore, which is unfortunate for us. It is unfortunate. But just maybe we get something else, right? Just maybe. They had a quick peeky first, made sure that we had no counter spells. It's a pretty good choice, right? Pretty good choice. Well, we got a blocker, though, that we really could care less about. So that's something, right? That is something. What do we kill off here? What do we kill off? They're not going to give us the Usher, unfortunately. They're not going to give us anything? Not going to give us anything, huh? Let's see what we pull. Let's see if we can make them regret that. Not particularly, right? Not particularly. Let's get in there with everything, I guess. I guess we just get in there with everything. Oh, we should not have attacked with the spirit, right? That was a mistake. That was a mistake. But looks like we are forcing some blocks here, so it's not the worst. It is not the worst, and we'll be able to use our Wind Robber there for some extra draw. Ooh, and we get another cacophony. Okay. What are they at? 32. Double this one. We survive one turn. Maybe we win, right? Oof, 16. Still not quite there. Not quite there. We need to draw a little bit more mill. A little bit more mill is what we are praying for here. Natasha's another cacophony. Either one will get us there. I don't think they have the juice to kill us this turn. I really don't. I don't know why you wouldn't just hit the all attack there, but oof. Well, we get one turn. The hive is not going to save us, is it? No, it is not. No, it is not. 15. Well, we don't quite have it, do we? We do not quite have it. Oh, well. Oh, well. Good game. Good game. One piece of mill away. One piece. All we needed. That's okay, though. That is just fine. We will get the next opponent. I am confident of that. Mr. Rogern, you are going to be, unfortunately, the target of our ire, right? You will be the target of our ire. And get rid of that. See if we can't find something a little bit juicier. What do we keep out of this? What do we keep? I guess we're going to get rid of one of the cacophonies. And we will lead with the blue. So they're playing a class. Why don't we go ahead and play a class as well? The class battle. They're going to be wanting to cast a whole bunch of legendary creatures here. Yep. And this is going to be a bit dangerous for us, but I will tell you guys what. I have actually beaten this deck in the past by letting it burn itself out once it hits that level 3 there. Just played a whole bunch of control protection and just let them basically mill themselves to the ground. So, since our game plan is to be milling them anyways, then, you know, maybe, just maybe, would be a pretty good matchup for us. They want to mill themselves, and we want to mill them as well. Phyrexian, huh? Okay. Sure, we'll take that trade. We have the death touch, so that's a kill, right? Maybe he didn't realize that. Maybe he doesn't care. The one thing about playing a whole bunch of legendaries in your deck is, you know, he does have the opportunity to just have multiples, but he can only have one at a time. So sometimes those trades are pretty beneficial for him, right? Pretty beneficial. I guess we'll put this out now. No reason not to. We don't have anything better to be doing with our mana for the time being, and we'll probably get that hive out next turn. So far, it's not looking great for us, though. They're off to a fairly good start, and we are definitely not. Not with two classes off the top like that. Not a bit. Alright. They are thinking about their options there. Got the Blood Chief Thirst, so that's going to buy us a little bit of time. We're probably going to use that to take out the Jorn. A little bit more concerned about that than I am the Magda. Oh, ouch. Yeah, I think that's probably game, right? I don't see us coming back from this. That was pretty rough. Pretty rough. They pretty much hit everything they needed right there, right? What is that, a turn 5 Vorinclex? Ouch. Turn 5 Vorinclex. Not much coming back from that. Not much coming back from that. They probably could have got it out a little bit sooner, too, if they would have wanted. What I found about those Bard class decks, it seems like they either hit exactly what they need, or they just flounder. Not a whole ton of consistency to them. We got a fairly good opening hand here, though. We got a number of rogues this time around, so it's pretty good for us. Pretty good. And we can get to the milling right away. And get there right away. See what we are up against here. Simic Ramp. Could be. Could be a Simic Ramp deck. Snow-themed one, right? Yes, indeed it could. Do we need the other mana right this moment? We don't. We don't. 2-drop, so I think we are going to play our Windrobber here, and then we are going to get rid of their Sculptor. No reason to let them get any value off of that. Not at this early stage in the game. And we are getting very close to turning on our rogues, which is very nice. Very nice indeed. What do we want to look for with the Varagoth? Because that's going to be coming up pretty soon here. What's going to be the play? Well, that'll probably depend a lot on what our opponent's going to do. Obviously, we'll probably be wanting to dig for some sort of milling element. Have we gotten anything out yet that would be particularly nice for us to take? Not quite yet, right? If we get the Zerasan, we don't have anything super valuable to take from him. Not yet, but probably soon, right? Probably soon. So, do we want to put out the Rogue class here or the Varagoth? Put out the Rogue class. It gives us some additional oomph right this moment, you know? We don't have to wait till next turn to get it. And get some nice more cards from him there. Ah, Coma. Okay. One less Coma in our lives. One less Coma. Okay. What do you have that you can do here? Quandrix just gonna ramp, okay. That's good for us. One more land of ramp is not gonna hurt us too much for this upcoming turn, right? And we are putting them very close to the danger zone as far as survival. They're going to be taking 6 next turn, so they can only afford to take 2 more turns of damage from our rogues here. They're going to have to find some way to get through it. They can get a little bit of life back with the sciences. That is true. That is true. Taking their time to really think it through. Alright. Okay. So they want to kill our Thought Thief there. It's a good choice, right? Slows down our damage, slows down our mill. Unfortunately, we don't have the other blue right now, right? We really needed that other blue. So, I guess we kind of know what we want to be digging for now with that Baragoth, right? More blue. Just some more blue. And we just keep taking away their things, which is pretty nice. What have we found so far? A coma and an epiphany. Good stuff for them not to have access to. Good stuff indeed. Let's see here. Do they have enough for the summoner? They do have enough for a summoner, you know, so we're just going to go ahead and block here. There's a good chance they're wanting to just bounce everything back to hand right now. Oh, it's the coma. Okay. Okay. That's what it is. That's what it is. We actually can handle that right this moment, which is pretty good for us, right? Pretty good. Make sure that he's not going to cause us any issues there. Sure. What do you want to use the coil for? Use it to tap one of our rogues? No? Okay. Okay. And we don't care about 3 damage, so we're attacking with both. We just want the massive mill. The massive mill we can get. And that's all we can do for now. So we're getting some good stuff out of there, right? They got the Pugilist now. The Pugilist. Not quite enough land yet, though, to make it super scary. That's going to be coming up right now, though. That will be coming up right now. Going to be able to get in here for a pretty nice amount of damage. And since it's trample, we can't just block and sack, right? Can't just block and sack. They're going to be going for the containment breach. Get rid of our rogue class, I am guessing. Which seems like the most likely play. Okay. They are not. They are not. So we got a Cacophony now and a Hideous Laughter. We still can't cast the friggin' Cacophony though. Or the Hideous Laughter. If we pull another blue, we can. What over there at 22? We can afford to take 1 hit, I think. So let's get some more millage. And then we'll try and sack and get some get that last blue land we need. I think that is what we will do, because we are getting down to that wire now. We are getting down to that wire. We still didn't find the blue, really. Okay. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Well, we can use him to block the coil at least. And then we'll sack him for the blue. Okay. And get another card here. Another black. Not too helpful, not too helpful. Exhibition, yep. Well, we gotta put this game away right here. Well, we got the other blue. They still got 17 cards though. I don't know if the Laughter's gonna get it done. We really needed that last turn. We really needed that blue last turn, right? Yeah, that doesn't do it. Not against green. Not against green. That's a good game. We just needed that that blue source 1 turn sooner. One turn sooner was all we needed. Well, I think that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video for today. So I want to thank you all for joining me here today for the Dimir mill deck. Tomorrow I'll be back with the Azorius version, so we'll be getting some white in here. We'll be doing a lot of creature bouncing. It'll be a lot of fun. And after the Azorius deck, I actually do have one more coming up that's going to be a non-blue mill deck. So I'm sure a lot of you probably guessed we will be using the Pestilent Cauldron for that one. It'll be my own personal take on it, so if that's something you're interested in, make sure you come back in a couple days and check that out. Once again, have a great day. Thank you all for joining me here, and as always, be good to each other.